Okay, so hey guys, welcome back to another Access 72 video, and in today's video I'm back with another interview. I'm here with Dan Gray. Dan, how are we doing, mate?
Good, mate. You?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Thank you very much for coming on the channel.
No problem, mate. No problem.
Lovely stuff. So I'm going to start off with the question which I always like to start off with. Why did you start coaching?
So I got into the coaching. I left boxing after a bit. I went to kickboxing. Was competing. I wanted to turn professional, but unfortunately I had a detached retina, which was a fail on the medical. So I had to then resort to coaching, which I absolutely love, and I have no regrets from doing it now.
Of course. And so for yourself as a coach, when you are coaching these fighters and you're having fighters coming into the gym and asking to receive coaching from yourself, what kind of characteristics do you look for and want from them?
Yeah, I just want team members, really. We're building a good professional team now, and it's great. I don't want no egos and basically no bad blood in the gym. I just want, a great team. I want to build them all together, so there's no individuals in the gym.
Of course, and in boxing we quite often see fighters jumping between coaches, and it's never normally the best of signs. But for yourself, how important is it to have that kind of close friendship with your fighters?
Oh, 100%. I'll be honest, mate. I don't do this for money. I do it for the love of it, and I go out all hours and in the wind, rain, whatever they need me to do. I'll put in the hours. They put in the hours with me. I just ask for loyalty back. Loyalty in boxing's a massive thing.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially as at times it can be possibly seen, especially with the politics kind of things, as quite a cutthroat business. It's nice to have that loyalty.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Most definitely. And so for yourself, I know that you've got a few pros in your stable, but I believe you've got maybe a couple amateurs and maybe a couple unlicensed, non-pros is what we could probably say. And so for yourself, when you're kind of coaching these fighters that aren't professional, what kind of differences do you have to look for to build somebody from being right at the very start to being right at the kind of top professional game? How do you kind of bring them along through the steps?
Just get them as many fights as we can as possible, but working with people that you trust, really, because like boxing, it's an hard game, and just building them up right, because you can go down a wrong path of putting him in his journey, people, and and it does destroy them in some ways. I've picked up many of people that have been on the road and are wanting to come back and build up to wins, which is a lot harder. So, yeah.
Yeah, most definitely. And you've got a few young fighters in your gym, but when you kind of see them getting these kind of distractions, I'm sure you've probably seen fighters maybe go off the wrong path a little bit and sway away from boxing a little bit, but how do you kind of want to see fighters react when they see, especially as young fighters, seeing these kind of outside distractions as going out and partying and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened 1,000 times. I've lost some absolute talents just through getting a girlfriend. It's part of the game, really. And, you can only message him and ask him what's going on and keep trying to push him. You've got to keep him focused all the time. It's it's not just a coaching job in the gym, it's a coaching job out of it as well.
Most definitely indeed. And so for some of your fighters, just to touch upon a few we've got, of course we've got Jack Hutsby. He's probably arguably one of your biggest names in the kind of gym and in the space, and of course a 7-0-1 record. How do you think his progression's been throughout the professional so far?
Yeah, Jack's a true professional. He's one of the best people I've worked with in boxing, to be honest. He's as loyal as they come. He trains hard. He wants it so much. Jack does. I mean, he's so laid back and quiet, and Jack doesn't really know how good he is. He doesn't understand the talent that the man's got. I mean, the power of that guy is freakish. Honestly, I've took many people on the pads over the years, and he hits like an absolute horse. We're just waiting for confirmation, which should be Wednesday. So he should be boxing for the super middleweight Midlands title in September. So all being well on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's hungry for it. He's already in training camp. He wants that belt massively.
Mm. Okay, that's amazing. That was literally going to be my question. Of course, he's 7-0-1 now, so you'd like to think that titles aren't too far away. Like you said, they're not too far. And so, do you think he is going to go down that more kind of traditional route with the want of titles?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to go for that, and hopefully we get the win, and then probably push him towards the English, and he'll get his name out there for sure. I know full well he will. Mm. He's such a good talent, Jack. He's just not pushed himself enough. Mm. He pushes so much in the gym, but as you know, on social media and all that, that's the name of the boxing game now. You've got to push yourself on it.
Mm. Of course.
He'll get recognised 100%, Jack will.
Mm. And I suppose, to an extent, with fighters, when you're seeing them in the gym and, like you said, they're giving this 100% and they just can't give it in kind of fight night, what do you kind of have to say to them to get them up for a fight, especially if you know they have that much potential but they are just struggling to show it?
No, it's just again, it's keeping them focused and making sure that they're 100% ready, and making sure that in the mind, everything in the fight is, people think it's all in the hands, but it's not. You've got to get your mind right and believe that you can do it.
Most definitely.
Keep them focused and believe they can do it, because you can achieve anything if you believe.
Indeed, that's a great mentality. And so for other fighters in the gym, of course, just a few days ago we had Dylan Fitzgerald on the channel, and of course he's one of your fighters, and so for his potential, he's starting soon, getting just turned over, and what is his potential looking like?
He's a very, very talented kid, this lad is. He's something special. When I started working with him, I just knew straight away that this guy's gonna go all the way. Percent. He's got everything. Training hard. He's actually going over to Loughborough University at the moment. Been sparring some top athletes over there. Just the other day, he was sparring Sergio Garcia from the Terence Crawford undercard. Very good account of himself. Spencer's aspiring to go back on him today. Be doing something right at 20 years old. Sparring top pros like that, literally. Kieran Molly has been sparring him for about 5 weeks now. Prospect.
No, indeed. No, it's amazing. And so for another fighter you've got who's also just turned over, Soleil Nolan. And of course he's just turning over and probably going to be fighting around the similar kind of time to where Dylan makes his debut. What do you see in him that's maybe a little bit different to what you see in Dylan?
They're two very different styles. Slaney, we're just pushing him to get down to his actual weight that he was at before. Slaney did turn pro back during COVID, but never got his debut because of COVID. So he's had a bit of an up and down career, but he's focused. He's in the gym. He's smashing training. See more than ever. He knows that it's his time to make his statement. He's been around a long time. He's had a great amateur career. So I'm looking forward to working with him. Blaney's more of a plant your feet and he's come forward kind of fighter. So two different styles there.
Most definitely. And so they've both turned over with Scott Kalo, and just for yourself, what is your kind of relationship like with Scott Kalo?
Yeah, very good. I've worked with him through Jack, really. Jack's been with him since day dot. I've spoken to a few managers about turning the pros over, and he's just very fair with them. He's great to work with. He's bang on. He's just you can just tell he wants loyalty as well. So it makes the team work, doesn't it? So I've just had another two lads that are turning over.
Okay.
So we'll go with them, but we're probably heading for about January, February for them. They've only just got back in the gym after a while out. So.
Brilliant. So would you say that your gym as a whole is looking the best maybe it's ever looked?
Yeah, it's thriving at the moment. You know, we're getting people in all the time, and you know, the professional stable is building up now, which is great, which is all I wanted to do. You know, it took me a long time to build that team up and get it where I want to be.
Indeed. And so, am I right in saying that maybe a little while ago now you did your own show and promoted your own kind of show?
No, that wasn't me. I was. I don't promote shows anymore. Okay. That was through the gym and the other coaches.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I suppose, is there any kind of look of the gym ever promoting any other shows?
It's not something I really want to get into, the promoting side of things. I just want to stay on the coaching. Mm-hmm. I leave the managers to the managers and the promoters to the promoters. Mm-hmm. You know, I did all that before I went professional, and it is hard work.
Most definitely, and I suppose doing that means that you have to get involved in the whole kind of political side of boxing, and I bet as a coach you do have lots of frustrations with that kind of political side of things.
Yeah, like I said, I'd rather stay out of it and leave it to them. As long as they've got managers that we can trust and work together, then that's good. And you know, I'm quite happy to continue to just keep on the coaching.
Indeed. And so a question which I always like to ask any coach that comes on, of course you unfortunately didn't end up having the professional career that I suppose you would have wanted, but of course now you're working with these fighters, and for yourself as a name in fighting, how would you like to be remembered in boxing?
Just someone that gave it their all. You know, I came from smallest upper state, and yeah, just someone that, you know, remember my name just for giving it everything. I've not had any backing or anything else. Bit of a shout out to Angel Fernandez. He's trained some top pros over at Loughborough. He's always backed me and mentored me and pushed me, and he's given my pros very good sparring. You know, and he tells me every week, just keep pushing and just keep doing what you're doing. That's how you get to the top, and hopefully I can make a good few champions.
Indeed. Okay, lovely stuff. Well, I mean, you've kind of already started with this final question, which I always like to ask, and that is, would you like to shout anything out?
No, just shout out to the Team Box Clever, Cam Services, our sponsors. Just them really.
Lovely stuff. All right. Well, thank you very much for doing this, mate, and hopefully I will be at the show where either Dylan or Slaney are turning over, and hopefully you'll be at that show, because I'm not too far away from them.
We're aiming that they make their debut both the debuts on the same show, so that's what we're aiming for.
Good to hear.
That show as well.
Okay, wow. No, that would be great, and I mean, hopefully after all of them fights, we could maybe have an in-person kind of interview and just review how their fights went.
Yeah, that would be good, mate, yeah.
Brilliant. All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you need, like this, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.